Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, race number 11 at Gulfstream Park on Saturday is the Sunshine Million Sprint. It's $100 grander, and our coverage is presented by DRF Bet. Sign up now, get a $200 free bet, no deposit required, and start playing at drf.com/join after you use the promo code FREEBET09. Let's take a look at this field of Florida-bred sprinters, and we got a real fast one, starting as the even money morning line favorite. XY Jet is just a gutsy horse because he's undergone 2 or 3 knee surgeries, and he still comes back firing every time.
Yeah, came back off of a long layoff. About 13 months. He came back to win the Mr. Prospector most recently. 98 buyer, highest last out in the field. He makes all the sense in the world. He could be controlling speed. There's just still something about him that I don't trust.
I think you should take that last race, and it was very game and gutsy for him to come back and win. I think you have to take it with a grain of salt because that was an intensely inside speed favoring track at Gulfstream on December the 23rd. XY Jet broke, got to the lead, got to the rail. They ran 1, 2, 3 around the track, and he was life and death to hold off a former $10,000 claimer, the much improved First Growth. He's back on the beam. Maybe he needed a race. He's the speed in the rail one more time. The time form US pace projector thinks, well, he's going to be loose, and that's going to make XY Jet tough. But like you, I don't necessarily trust him. The last race showed me he still has his speed. It doesn't show me he's as good as he was in 2016.
I don't think he's anywhere near what he was when he was at his absolute best. Now, it's still maybe enough to get over this hurdle, but he was very late with the lead change. He was drifting a little bit toward the end of the race. I guess, look, when you got Navarro in your corner, past 5 years, dirt winner, last out, second off the layoff in sprints, 20 for 53 with a 253 ROI, you could do worse.
Last time out, First Growth was the horse in closest attendance to XY Jet early. He made XY Jet work. I'll argue that Bold Envoy might end up being a better horse than First Growth down the road. That's the number 5, who's second on your pace projector. He's only 2 for 3 lifetime, but last time out was his first race for Todd Pletcher. He improved to an 89 buyer speed figure. He beat 2 next out winners, and he did a lot of work early.
Yeah, and I wonder if it is as simple as if you thought that First Growth gave XY Jet everything. I happen to believe, along with you, Bold Envoy is a better horse. If you think it's that simple, then you know what, maybe Bold Envoy is just simply the winner. I think the scope for upside for him is just tremendous. I don't know what he could be. Clearly, there have been some issues because he only run 3 times as a 4-year-old, but what I saw last time, he looked like he's the goods.
A concern, though, is he's probably never seen speed the likes of XY Jet before, and if he is in chase mode, he may have to do a lot of work reeling in XY Jet and then holding off some quality stalkers. One of them, the number 3, Mo Cash. This horse is a multiple stakes winner. He is graded stakes placed, and it looks like he's slowly rounding back into form for trainer Ron Spatz. A winner last time out at Tampa Bay Downs. He beat a legitimately good sprinter in 3 rules, but in relatively slow time.
Yeah, I was going to say that race hasn't come back particularly strong. The 84 buyer simply put not fast enough. But you just have to go back to basically the middle of his 3-year-old campaign. You had 91 buyers. I don't think a forward move is completely out of the question. 3rd start off the bench. He's in good form. You get Javier. A lot of things to like.
I'm a big fan of Quixote, and I think he's dirtied up, and I think he's a horse that the folks should consider because he came back off a pretty long layoff to win the Million Sprint at Gulfstream West. And last time out, he had no chance. The minute that track turned up inside speed favoring, he broke from post 8. He was outside, well off the pace. No one was making up ground in that race. Draw a line through that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. Then all of a sudden you go back to that run at Gulfstream Park West. You've got a major player in here. We know that he's run well at Gulfstream in the past. He's 1 for 3. He's won stakes races in the past. You know what? You think that they're going to all of a sudden go, hammer and tong early on, then he could easily work at a good trip.
Similar situation with the 2 Sweet on the Ladies who missed the break in the Mr. Prospector, couldn't get close to the lead, and had no chance. Second behind Quixote, 2 starts back in the Million Sprint. Another horse going 3rd start of the form cycle with back races. Of the 2 horses in the Million Sprint, I prefer Quixote.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Quixote is just a better horse. Sweet on the Ladies is going to need a lifetime best.
Storming My Way, if you take out the turf race from 2 starts back, has compiled a rock-solid record, but against much weaker horses.
So far, the 3 victories lifetime, all gate-to-wire fashion. I can't imagine a scenario where he's on the lead.
Pick time for the Sunshine Million Sprint. Matt, you like the 7. Shake of Shakes. Hasn't won a race since 2015, but he hasn't had many opportunities. He's a horse like XY Jet that's been battling illnesses and injuries. His last race, though, I thought was quite good considering the long layoff.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was down in behind horses a little bit, and, I think that winner that day is actually pretty good. Classic Rock, that was his return to the races. And then Jaguar Paws, who ended up coming back to run really, really well next out on turf. He earned his 94 Beyer speed figure. If you believe that all of a sudden this horse, it was his first start in 12 months, if he can take a step forward, second start, if you think the 5 is the one that's forced to do the dirty work, and maybe it takes us a you don't think XY Jet is what he once was, maybe Sheik of Sheiks is the one that can come on the run.
Nice outside stalking trip, likely coming for Sheik of Sheiks for the great Michael Maker. 8-1 on the line, might be a little ambitious. Would you take anything less?
Yeah, I mean, probably 5 or 6. I haven't priced it all the way out, but I kind of feel like this is an instance where, to me, it's 3 horses. If you want to throw Quixote in there, I understand, but I'd be trying to beat the 1 XY Jet.
7-1-5 for Matt. I think Bold Envoy is going to sit second off XY Jet. You're going to make XY Jet work. We'll find out how good he is, how tight Pletcher has him. He's 6-1 on the line. I think he takes more money than that, but I wouldn't take anything less than 4-1 at post time. 5-1-7-3 for me in the Sunshine Millions Sprint, race number 11 at Gulfstream. Again, if you're playing from home, no better place than DRF Bets, because as you see by the deal, we're giving you money. $200 free bet with no deposit required at drf.com/join. Use the promo code FREEBET09. And approximate post time for the 11th at Gulfstream is 5 o'clock on the dot. Well, maybe not at the dot at Gulfstream Eastern. Good luck.